Yes, hello students. Today we are going to attempt some MCQs related to exchange rate. So the first, and it is related to AS economics. This chapter is given in Kamar Bloch book. So I am going to do or attempt some of the MCQs in this chapter. The first MCQ is related with exchange rate because the chapter is related to exchange rate. Country X traded with only two countries, USA and Japan. It's 90% trade, that country X 90% trade is with USA and 10% is with Japan. So X की जो trade है 90% is with USA and 10% trade is with Japan. What is happening? The original index, base year index exchange rate is 100. So the value of X currency against US rise by 10%. So US currency 10% rise कर गई है and Japanese currency 50% appreciate हो गई है, यानी यहाँ पे 50% राइज कर गई है. बेसिकली ये ट्रेड वेटेड एक्सचेंज रेट है. तो इसमें होता ये है कि जितना प्रपोर्शन हम ट्रेड का किसी कंट्री के साथ कर रहे होते हैं, लाइक 90% विद यूएस एंड 10% विद जापान. सो अगर करेंसी का जो मींस एक्सचेंज रेट है वो जितने परसेंट फॉल होगा, लेट्स सपोज यूएस करेंसी 10% अप्रिशिएट हुई और 50% जापानीज करेंसी अप्रिशिएट हुई है, तो इनका जो कंट्रीब्यूशन टुवर्ड्स फाइनल एक्सचेंज रेट होगा वो भी उतने परसेंट होगा जितने परसेंट वो ट्रेड कर रहे हैं. लेट्स सपोज 50% जो है जापानीज येन जो है वो अप्रिशिएट कर गया है. सो इट वुड बी मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द परसेंटेज ऑफ ट्रेड दे आर डूइंग विद 10% ट्रेड, तो ये मल्टीप्लाई बाय 0.10 हो जाएगा, तो इसका आंसर आ जाएगा 5. So 90% of the trade is with Japan and USA. So how much US currency has appreciated is 10%. So 90 multiplied by 0.10 ये हो जाएगा. You will get 90%. सॉरी मैं रिवर्स कर गया. 10% अप्रिशिएशन हुई है और 90% ट्रेड है, तो परसेंटेज जो है ना वो वेट में होगा. ये 0.90 करना था. 10% का 0.90 वुड बी 9. सो 9 और 5 को ऐड करेंगे इट वुड बी 14. इनिशियल इंडेक्स कितना था 100. सो 100 में 14 ऐड करेंगे, ये जो 9 + 5 है 14 ऐड करेंगे तो वो 114 बन जाएगा. सो टोटल आंसर इज 114. ठीक है जी. सो बेसिकली इस एमसीक्यू में क्या करना होता है, इस टाइप का ये एमसीक्यू नंबर 4 भी यही है, एज इट इज़ है. सो इसमें होता ये है कि आपको बताया जाता है कि द प्रपोर्शन ऑफ ट्रेड विद टू कंट्रीज, लेट्स सपोज 90% विद जापान एंड 10% विद 90% विद यूएसए एंड 10% इज विद जापान. So these are the weights, the proportion of trade going towards those two countries, USA and Japan, with country X. So these are the weights, the proportion. So you will multiply with the percentage change in their currency. Okay, this, and then you will get the answer. So next MCQ, what is most likely to cause the rise in country's exchange rate? Rise in country's exchange rate, it means appreciation. So fall in direct taxes has nothing to do with the trade and exchange rate. A fall in its export, it will not rise, it will depreciate. Rise in its import, it will depreciate the exchange rate or decrease the exchange rate. A rise in the interest rate, when the interest rate will increase, let's suppose Pakistan में interest rate 20% है and दुबई में 10% है. So जो UAE के investor हैं they will put more funds in Pakistani banks. So hot money flow will move towards Pakistan and Pakistani currency will appreciate in this case. So the answer is C. An economy has high level of unemployment and large balance of payment deficit. So balance of payment deficit in AS we see current account deficit. So current account deficit में basically you are having two problems, unemployment and current account deficit. Okay, so what is the method to resolve these two problems? So we have what? We have a decrease in government spending. No, it will increase further the unemployment. Devalue the currency, it might be अभी आगे चलते हैं. Increase direct tax, no, it will increase unemployment. Increase interest rate will increase unemployment. So decreasing the value of the currency, even though this topic is related to fixed exchange rate, it comes in A2, but yet devaluing your currency will do what? Will make your product cheaper for abroad, so your export will become more competitive and export will rise. And when export will rise, more production take place locally because of expensive imports, so unemployment will fall and jobs will create. So answer is devaluing the currency. Next is this supply and demand. In the diagram, D1 and S1 relates to demand for and supply of pound sterling. So it is the price of pound sterling in terms of US. Assume that this is your exchange rate, that is 1 pound is equal to $2. So here it is $2. And this is the quantity of pound. So basically this is price of pound in terms of US dollar. That's why I'm writing here $2. Okay, demand for pound has decreased. Why? There are many reasons demand for pound has decreased. There is a chance that US citizens are no more interested in investing in UK, so they are not demanding the pound. US tourists are not going in UK. Okay, US citizens are not importing from UK. USA is developing substitute for its product, for the products previously imported from UK. So this is the answer D, development of US substitute for the UK goods. So why not A, an increase in UK interest rate? Increase in UK interest rate, I have just told you in previous MCQ, will increase demand for pounds. People will invest more in UK. So ये wrong है. An increase in the price of US goods sold in UK. ठीक है. So they basically people will not demand US dollar, not UK dollar. So it's related with US currency. The abolition of UK tariff. So if someone abolish or remove tariff against US goods, then more goods will reach to UK or export to UK. So it will not decrease demand for UK. So this is not related to this. It's related to some supply stuff. Okay, so D is the answer. Here we have again demand and supply. In the diagram, D1 S1s are initially demand and supply curves of UK pound. Again, price of pound in dollar. Here we have initial equilibrium is here. Here we have, let's suppose $2 is equal to 1 pound initial exchange rate. This is what the quantity of pound is. So here supply has increased and demand has decreased. So what caused the demand curve to D2 and supply curve to S2? Supply has increased, demand has decreased. An appreciation of the pound. Demand for pound has decreased, supply of pound has decreased. This is not related. Appreciation of pound will make the UK products expensive. Okay, on one side people will not go to UK because their currency is now expensive and price level may be high, so demand for pound. चलो ये तो one तो justify हो गया. When their currency is appreciating, why the supply of UK pound is increasing? So this is a cause of concern. So this would not be the case. Next, an increase in the price level in the USA. Price level in the US will increase the demand for UK product and demand for pound will increase. Here it is falling. An increase in income in the USA, they will buy more UK products and demand for pound will increase. A decrease in UK interest rate. when UK का interest rate fall करेगा, people will not put their funds in the UK, so demand for pound will fall. On the other hand, if interest rate in UK has decreased, it means in US the interest rate is high, so UK citizen will increase the supply of pound to grab more dollars to put in their financial assets in USA to grab more higher interest rate. So answer is D. So next question is question number 9. What is likely to effect on the volume of export and import if the country's fixed exchange rate? Fixed exchange rate is not in AS, so we are not going to do this. In the diagram D1, S1 is supply and demand for pound sterling. Again, price of pound in terms of US. So again, we are here. This is the just flip case of the previous question. D1 S1. Here we were. This was the question. So here demand has increased and supply has decreased. Again interest rate वाला issue होना है यहाँ पे. Reduction in the quality, reduction in the level, increase in the increase in the UK interest rate. If UK का interest rate increase होगा ना तो demand for pound will increase and people will put more money in UK's banks. So supply will fall because now UK investors are not interested in putting their money in US banks, so supply of pounds has decreased. This is the case. Next question is this. Here supply of it yen has decreased. The diagram shows the market for Japanese yen. What could have caused a change in the supply of yen from S1 to S2? Okay, then MCQ was related to exchange rate. Here supply of Japanese yen has decreased, so we have 4 options to explain why the supply of yen has decreased. Number 1, a reduction in the level of international investment into Japan. A will basically increase the demand for yen or decrease the demand for yen, but it's not related to demand, it's supply side issue. A reduction in the level of Japanese tariff. When we decrease the Japanese tariff, people will demand more pound में बार कह देता हूँ, more Japanese yen to buy more from Japan. Okay, a reduction in the value of Japanese goods exported. So export की value fall करेगी तो demand side fall होगी. The reduction in the value of foreign goods imported into Japan. This will decrease the supply because previously they need to convert yen into dollar or something like any currency and then buy from abroad. So reduction in the value of foreign goods imported will basically decrease the needed supply of yen to convert into other currency. So this is the answer. Next, the value of, so here the value of Swiss franc, a currency है, changes against US dollar from 1 Swiss franc is equal to 0.60 to from 1 Swiss franc is equal to 0.80. So Swiss franc is technically getting more powerful or appreciated. So the point is that what is concluded from this information, US dollar has depreciated against the Swiss franc. ये आंसर है. It's very easy. So next question ये कर लेते हैं 16 which is most likely to cause country's X exchange rate to depreciate. What are the things that depreciate the currency? मैं आपको easiest way बताता हूँ. ट्रिक क्या है? If your dollar की example लेते हैं, if demand for dollar is decreasing and supply of dollar is increasing, this thing will depreciate the dollar. Any factors affecting in both factors will depreciate the dollar. So an increase in country's X demand for imports. No, it will, yes, it will depreciate. देख लेते हैं. An increase in country's X interest rate. No, it will appreciate. I just told you, explained you about the interest rate and hot money. An increase in foreign demand for X export, it will appreciate the currency of that country. The increase in tourist visit to X, it will also appreciate, because of this and this factor, dollar inflow will come to this country only. This is the point. An increase in country's X demand for imports, it means when you import more, your currency will definitely depreciate. Yeah, answer. Okay, the next question is graphically elaborated here. The diagram shows the number of US dollar and euros which exchange for 1 pound sterling between this. Okay, it means dollars exchange rate in terms of 1 pound and euros exchange rate for 1 pound. What is happening here between 2002 and 2004? So here we have the black line showing that how much we can get euros against 1 pound. Euros against 1 pounds are decreasing. It means here pound is depreciating and euro is appreciating. In this case, it's dollar per pound. Dollar per pound, it means here pound against dollar is appreciating. However, pound against euro is depreciating. So what can be concluded? Dollar exchange rate with respect to pound. Here pound is appreciating and dollar is depreciating. So it's actually, he has asked dollar exchange rate against pound depreciated. So इन दोनों में से आंसर हो सकता है. And dollar exchange rate against the euros, even though it's not directly given. If dollar is depreciated against pound and pound is depreciated against euros, so it means dollar will definitely depreciate against the euro. So answer would be D. So the next question is this one. The diagram shows the demand for sterling and supply of sterling. So this is price of pound. ठीक है जी, price of pound in terms of any currency. This is supply of pound, this is demand for pound, this is quantity of pound. Other things being equal, if UK interest rates increases, what is likely to happen to the demand and supply curve of the diagram? So basically UK's currencies, आप ये पीछे करके भी आए पहले वाले क्वेश्चन में, डिमांड फॉर पाउंड विल राइज and supply of pound will fall because your own currency exchange rate has increased. So you will not look for investing somewhere else. So this would be left and this would be right. D is the answer. Next question is 27. The diagram shows supply and demand for pounds in a foreign exchange market. So the equilibrium is here. This is quantity of pound traded. This is the price. What is happening? Demand for pound is increasing. Either their interest rate has increased. No, here it has decreased. Or large deficit in UK current account. If it is, then why demand is increasing? So it's not the answer. A speculative rise of pound in the foreign exchange. So it's nothing to do with it. So a large capital inflow in the UK, multinational company will come to Pakistan or any country, let's suppose UK. So basically they come with their own currency, but they will demand the domestic currency. So demand for UK currency will rise. A is the answer. Okay, the last two MCQs for today's lecture. This one is 30th one. In UK, in this summer 2002, the euro was worth 0 point. So 1 euro was equal to 0.62 pounds in 2002. And in 2003, 1 euro becomes equal to 0.2. So it's obvious that euro has appreciated. So what is happening? And it's obvious that pound is depreciated. So basically जब pound depreciate करता है सो उसकी जो एक्सपोर्ट प्राइसेस हैं फॉल करती हैं. तो सी आंसर नहीं है. अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट भी डायरेक्टली लिंक्ड नहीं है. हायर डिमांड फॉर इंपोर्ट्स, higher demand by UK citizen. Why? It's expensive now because pound has depreciated. तो import तो expensive होंगी ना, तो ये भी नहीं है. Higher imported inflation, yes, because now imported products will become expensive. So B is the answer. Last MCQ for today's lecture. The country with fairly floating exchange rate, that is flexible exchange rate, has a persistent deficit in the current account balance of payment. कौन सी पॉलिसी अडॉप्ट करें? ठीक है, a country is following free float, floating exchange rate or flexible exchange rate. Reduce tariff on imports, no, it will increase the deficit. Increase tax rate, it has no direct link with tax. Increase in government spending will not do something. It's related to exchange rate. Appreciation, so devalue the currency. When you devalue the currency, your export will increase. Your export will increase, the balance of payment deficit will fall. That's it, it's easy peasy. Thank you very much.